Looking to access your driving history effortlessly from the comfort of your home? Don't miss out on knowing how to request your Wisconsin driving record online. It's actually way easier than you might think. Whether you're a complete beginner to the Wisconsin DMV system or, you just need a quick refresher, this explainer is designed to be your complete step-by-step guide. We're going to completely demystify the process so you can get your record securely and, most importantly, quickly.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at why you should check your record. Then, preparing and requesting it online, troubleshooting common request issues, how to actually read your record, and finally, some additional resources and tips.
Let's kick things off with Section 1. Why check your record in the first place? Well, to put it bluntly, the financial impact hiding in your record can be pretty staggering. According to WalletHub data, just one single speeding ticket on your record can cause your Wisconsin car insurance premiums to spike by an average of 28%. Insurance companies constantly review this data to assess how risky you are as a driver. So think about it. If there's an error on your record, you could literally be paying significantly more for your insurance every single month without even realizing it.
But it goes beyond just insurance costs. Checking your record is absolutely vital for several major life events. Let's say you're applying for a new job, especially one that requires driving a company vehicle. Your potential employer will almost certainly pull this record. You might also need it to meet specific legal or court requirements. And honestly, simply making sure the state has your data completely accurate is just a great habit to get into. Mistakes happen, and, well, it's really up to you to catch them.
Moving right along to Section 2, preparing and requesting online.
All right, before you click anything or open a new browser tab, you need to gather these exact details. The system uses pretty strict identity verification protocols, so you literally cannot proceed without them. You're going to need your Wisconsin driver license or ID card number, the last 4 digits of your social security number, and your date of birth. Oh, and you'll also need a valid email address where the record will be sent, plus your preferred payment method. Seriously, have all of this physically in front of you before you start. You really don't want the system timing out on you while you're frantically searching for your wallet.
So the online request process itself is a very straightforward, immediate 4-step sequence. First, you navigate to the official Wisconsin DMV site. And a quick aside here, always make absolutely sure you are on the legitimate state website, okay? Second, you just input those personal verification details we just gathered. Third, you'll pay the standard $5 fee. And fourth, almost immediately, the system bypasses any of those annoying mailing delays and delivers the record directly to your verified email address for you to save or print.
Now, here is a fantastic little insider tip for Step 3. While the base cost for your record is $5, how you pay actually matters. If you use a credit or debit card, the system slaps an additional 2% convenience fee onto your transaction. But if you use an ACH transfer directly from your checking or savings account, there is absolutely no added convenience or service fee. I know it's a small detail, but hey, keeping a little extra money in your pocket is always a win, right?
Let's pivot to Section 3. Troubleshooting common request issues.
So, you might be wondering, what happens if the DMV website just won't load for you? Or if you keep getting a frustrating error message before you even begin?
Well, first of all, don't panic, especially if you're an early bird trying to tackle your to-do list on the weekend. The Wiz.online services actually have a strictly scheduled maintenance window every single Sunday morning from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. So, if you hit a digital brick wall during that specific time, just grab a cup of coffee, wait until after 9 a.m. and try again. It's totally normal.
Here's another super common hiccup. Let's say your online payment goes through, but then your browser crashes before you receive your confirmation envelope number. Without that confirmation, your transaction isn't considered technically complete. Talk about stressful. But thankfully, the DMV has a tool called the ePay Open Search. You can easily navigate over to this tool and search for open payments using your vehicle identification number, your VIN, your license plate number, or your driver license number. It's an incredibly handy safety net if your internet decides to drop at the exact wrong moment.
Okay, moving on to Section 4, how to read your record.
All right, so first off, you should know that your driving record is officially called an abstract. You can think of this abstract like a chronological timeline of your entire driving history. It kicks off with your general customer information right at the top, things like your license class and status, and then it lists out your history in reverse order. So that means it proceeds from your absolute most recent incident all the way down to your oldest violation.
Now, you really need to keep an eye out for a few specific acronyms in the additional customer information section. If you see SUS, it means your license is suspended. REV means revoked. But the one that really seems to trip people up is FPF, which stands for Failure to Pay Forfeiture, which is basically just a fancy way of saying unpaid fines. The absolutely crucial takeaway here is that an unpaid fine remains a debt, even after a suspension officially ends. So your suspension could technically be over, but those fines, they do not go away and they can continue to act as a major roadblock for you.
As you read further down your abstract, you'll start seeing dates tied to specific violations. Let's break down how this timeline actually builds. In Wisconsin, the longevity of a mark on your record depends heavily on how severe the offense was. Most normal convictions and demerit points, those will completely vanish from your abstract after 5 years. However, if you receive an alcohol-related conviction, like an OWI, that is going to haunt your driving record for an astonishing 55 years. Yeah, you heard that right, 55 years.
There is one more highly time-sensitive item you need to look out for. If your abstract lists a right-of-way course required at the top, you are on a very strict countdown. You have exactly 6 months from the date of your conviction to complete this safety course. If you fail to take it within that 6-month window, you face a driver's license suspension that can last up to 5 full years. Definitely not something you want to ignore.
And that brings us to Section 5, Additional Resources and Tips.
Now, if you pull your record and you see demerit points building up from moving violations, don't worry, you are not powerless here. Wisconsin law actually allows you to proactively reduce your point total once every 3 years. To do this, you just need to complete a state-approved traffic safety course. Taking advantage of this every 3 years is just a brilliant strategy to mitigate massive insurance hikes, and it keeps you safely away from the threshold of a license suspension.
And finally, what if you read through your abstract and spot a glaring error, like maybe an accident you weren't even in, or a ticket you already cleared? If that happens, you need to act immediately. You can reach out directly to the Wisconsin DMV using their driver record inquiry line at 608-264-7133. Or you can utilize their secure online email service. Or if you prefer a little face-to-face assistance, just visit a local DMV customer service center. Whatever you do, just don't let a simple administrative error cost you money or your driving privileges.
Before we completely wrap up, I do need to share a quick legal note. This video is for informational purposes only. While we strive to provide accurate and up-to-date information, procedures and laws can change. Always verify with the official Wisconsin DMV or consult legal professionals for specific advice related to your situation. So now that you have the knowledge, the exact steps, and the tools to decode all this data, the ball is entirely in your court. What step will you take today to ensure your Wisconsin driving record is accurate and up-to-date? Whether it's pulling the abstract for the very first time, signing up for a safety course to drop some points, or even just keeping that little ACH payment trick in your back pocket for later, taking action today keeps you safely on the road tomorrow. Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me.